Okay, this is fun, huh? This is great fun, isn't it? I'm in Zoom now, so we're not going to get, oh boy, somebody else is calling. Hold on a minute. Someone else is calling. Hold on, hold on. Okay, so everybody called but two scooters, so I was told to blame everything on two scooter. Thank you. It's all on your shoulders, two scooter. She got to cut two scooter a break because she was baking a huge birthday cake today. It was so big she could barely carry it into the room. So cut her a break there, you know. Okay, I just have to fix this now because this is really not done at all. When I go in through Zoom, it just drives me insane. But we won't get kicked off when we go. I just hate using Zoom. You know, Zoom used to not be able to stream direct to YouTube. They used to want to charge you a lot of money to do that. Now they let you do it, but I don't like it. I like to use Streamlabs because there's more stuff that I can, it's easier for me to share information with you guys. Okay. What am I trying to do here? Oh, I'm just going to change the age. Okay. New. It's so crazy. Should I put that one? All right, I'm coming now. Hang on. And now I see, and the other thing that I hate about it, it's not even that. It's just that I have to look at everything with a delay. Okay. Hold on. It's just that I have to look at everything with a delay. Okay. Okay. All right, so we're back now. So we were on that story, right, about the kids. You saw the picture before. The parents, it's like the I don't know how many times I've tried to tell this story, and I'm sure most of you are already familiar with it. It happened November 29th. They were trying to drive through a flooded out creek that was blocked off, road closed, and they ended up, they had their 4 kids and 3 nieces. 2 of their children died, 5 and 6, and then their 5-year-old niece. But they don't know why they're charging the parents now with this. They're facing, it was Daniel Rawlings and Lacey Rawlings, name sounds familiar, with 7 counts of child abuse for trying to cross Tonto Creek despite warnings of overflooding. The incident resulted in the death of their son and daughter, Colby and Willa Rawlings, and 6 and 5, and then their 5-year-old niece, Austin Rawlings. Floodwaters swept the couple away, their 4 children, their 3 nieces, and they attempted to pass the flooded Bar X crossing in a military-style vehicle. Reports indicated that Daniel Rawlings was driving the vehicle at the time. A flood warning was reportedly issued for that basin, the Tonto Basin. and authorities said the creek crossing was marked as closed with barricades and signs. All the children's bodies were discovered after a month-long search. It's not immediately known what led authorities to file those criminal charges more than 4 months later. Now, hopefully you're seeing that, right? Are you? You're not, right? No, you are or you're not. Let me see. You are not, because I have to share it. That's right. Okay. This is what I love about Zoom. Okay, so hopefully, let's see. Still not showing up? It should. Why is it still not showing up? There you go. Okay, okay. So finally. So yeah, that's another sad story there. And what else did we go over? You guys, I think we were on that story. Then we cut out the first time. Crazy. Let me see if that was true. I believe. Oh, we went over one more. Thornton, Colorado. That's where it's very close to Frederick, and I think that's where their friends lived. No, Thornton. No, their name was Thornton. I don't know. I think it is close there anyway. But there's a family that vanished, left their 5-year-old behind, and they were found trying to cross into the border into Mexico. They don't know why they left their 5-year-old behind, but they left her behind and took their 2-year-old. They were located Friday in California. They were trying to cross the border into Mexico. So the 5-year-old girl was wandering in the yard, said that the parents were going to the store and they didn't take her. A relative that lived nearby saw her. The other neighbor said the family left in a hurry. They threw a duffel bag into their vehicle and took off. And then they were found. And so that is that. But let me see. I think then we were done with that. And I was going to go on to ask if anybody now in the chat knows anything about or lives in the vicinity of Carol Baskin, or they've ever visited her place, stuff like that. So I don't know. Let me know. Let me go back to the chat. Anybody? Did anybody? Anyone? Oh, I'm stuck. What? That's what I do. I'm back. Yeah. Does anybody know? Nope. Okay, well then there was something I was just going to dig up on her. What was I? I was just going to check if something is true on her. I was going to dig something up on her. I'm trying to think about what it was. What was it that I was going to go find out about her? You guys don't remember? You're Carol Baskin free. Well, she made the post about the tiger in the Bronx Zoo. Not a post, a video. She didn't look good. looked like she had the weight of the world on her shoulders, and she just might. Okay, so what is this? Now, this says Tiger King. Listen to this. This is the first article I have seen. I wonder how much she paid these people. Tiger King chose the wrong villain. Netflix quarantine hit Tiger King introduces audience to a sordid menagerie of human beings. The hybrid series, a docutainment that crossbreeds the formal respectability of a long gestating documentary with the high-octane shenanigans of the wildest reality show, catalogs the major players in America's big cat scene. The egomaniacs and weirdos who keep, breed, and traffic wildcats in captivity, each is ickier than the next. The former drug dealer who boasts he's the model for Scarface and seems compared with everyone else pretty sanguine, the bone-chilling authoritarian who collects wild animals and women, the convicted felon who strangled his wife and uses tiger cubs to procure sex, and then there's the star of the show, Joe Exotic, aka Joe Maldonado Passage, the outsized, gay, polygamist, gun-toting, mullet-having, fame-obsessed Tiger King, who is currently serving 22 years in jail for a murder-for-hire plot. Somehow none of these men is the show's villain. Oh, wow. That belongs to the woman Joe Exotic tried to have killed, Carol Baskin. Baskin is the proprietor of the respected nonprofit. I wonder how much she paid for this. Big Cat Rescue, an organization that takes in abandoned and dangerous big cats. She has dedicated her life to keeping big cats. I need a bucket to throw up in. Big cats from being bred in captivity, and lobbied Congress to pass a law forbidding the breeding and petting of tigers. Not that you would know this from the show, which encourages viewers to think of Baskin's work as ethically bogus, it is, and to see her as another dirty big cat abuser. When it's not doing that, it's presenting her as the creepy lady who probably killed her husband and then financially hounded Joe Exotic until he hired someone to kill her. One of the craziest things about this crazy our show is that the bad edit that it gives to Carol Baskin, making a murderer and a bona fide reality TV villain of one of the few participants who has not actually been convicted of anything murder adjacent. Not yet, that is. Tiger King chronicles Maldonado Passage and Baskin's long-running feud, which began when Baskin successfully halted Maldonado Passage's lucrative cub petting mall tours, cutting into his profits. Maldonado Passage then began to air his operatic grudge for Baskin on his daily web series. Although he's over the top, invective is presented as a joke. It's hard to laugh when he stuffs something into the mouth of a blow-up doll labeled Carol and shoots it in the head. His grudge extended to protest visits to her property and a music video in which Carol lookalike is shown feeding her dead husband to a tiger. Here, kitty, kitty. The last charge was the core of Maldonado Passage's attack, the repeated allegation that Baskin killed her first husband, Don Lewis, under mysterious circumstances and got away with it. He even offered a reward for anyone who could offer evidence leading to her arrest. The story of Don Lewis's disappearance, which takes up the entire third episode of Tiger King, is an eerie one that involves a meet cute over a gun, adultery, forged wills, and septic tanks. The directors of the show, Eric Good and Rebecca Chalklin, gather a number of compelling witnesses, Lewis's kids, his ex-wife, his secretary, and handyman, as well as the detective on the case, who all still believe that Carol did it, or at the very least, The investigation was not thorough enough. I have no idea whether Carol murdered her husband, but watching the episode, it's impossible not to think that something really shady happened, even if it's just Baskin hoarding the lion's share of the inheritance. That Lewis possibly forged will in the event of my disappearance is like a clue out of an Encyclopedia Brown. But in a series that is bursting with felons, cult leaders, polygamists, wife abusers, animal abusers, and cruel egomaniacs, it's Baskin alone who is treated without sympathy. Oh, please. To get a sense of the extent to which this is the director's choice, you can read the New York Magazine piece about Joe Exotic saga from last year, which almost completely skips over the rumors that Baskin murdered her husband, while also taking seriously her conservation efforts, which is where the show's bad edit of her begins. In the first episode, Joe Exotic makes the case that Carol is basically just like him, a profiteering egomaniacal big cat fanatic, but one with a more polished scam. She too cages animals. She too makes money off those caged animals. She too gets a thrill from hanging out with such magnificent, powerful beasts. This just isn't Joe Exotic's claim. It's the show's. Good, who pops up on screen in several episodes, says that he wished he'd been able to provide a bowling for Columbine moment in the show, a moment of confrontation with all the people who keep tigers in cages for profit and pleasure, including Baskin. To him, Baskin is no better than anyone else who keeps big cats, but there is a big difference between someone like Baskin, who cages the animals other people won't and can't keep, who is trying to stop tiger breeding and petting, and someone like Exotic, who is recklessly breeding tiger cubs in captivity. Baskin may have twisted relationships to tigers, but it's still not as twisted as that of the other big cat owners who treat doing whatever they want to these animals as their American right, as if abusing tigers is protected in the Constitution. In voiding the value of Baskin's work, Tiger King doesn't make her just like everyone else. It makes her worse. Not an entertaining freak, but a hypocrite and an elitist. You mean portrays her as she really is? There is a class element at play here. Baskin, almost alone among the cat people, can pass as an emissary of a higher economic class and social order. She's rich, her husband went to Harvard, and they know how lobbying works. That said, they said she would try to grind Exotic down, even after winning her trademark infringement case against him, is presented by everyone interviewed as taking things way too far. She did. Baskin absolutely is trying to shut down Exotic Zoo, where hundreds of wild animals are kept in cages and transported around America like expensive Amazon packages. But while the show is also theoretically opposed to the existence of exotic zoos, it can't bring itself to even tentatively take Baskin's side or let her make the case that shutting down the zoo might be the right thing to do. With her ill-gotten dead husband's money, she's just trying to take out her rivals. What a biatch. You only have to look at the show's treatment of Exotic to see the high level of sympathy it can bring to even the extreme scuzz buckets, but that it cannot muster for a woman who this scuzz bucket threatened to kill multiple times. The show is very adamant that Exotic didn't violate any laws with his incessant harassment of Baskin, his web series, but on a human level, that's pretty crappy of Exotic too. Tiger King's position on Exotic is more or less that he is afflicted by fame, desperate to be not just larger than life, but bigger still, the right size for a reality show. Exotic has so many vile moments, but they're also human ones. We see him in all of his outsized, variable, narcissistic crocodile tears, strutting, charming, insecure, self-obsessed complexity. This is the bias so many reality shows, and it should be said, are politics. The person most desperate for our attention often comes under more sympathetically than someone more well-adjusted, by which I mean camera shy. Putting oneself on display can reveal, along with everything else, one's humanity. Carol Baskin, compared with Joe Exotic, is just not very good at reality TV. With Baskin, everything is happening on the inside, and it's hard to parse. She has a strangely unemotional affect, yeah, really? And she responds to various things with the same scoffing guffaw. It's hard to get what feels like genuine or a new reaction out of her, and that makes her seem like she's always lying. It doesn't make her seem like she's always lying. She is always lying. Baskin is a goody two-shoes. Her catchphrase sounds canned. Hello, all you cats and kittens. She's smug, and she plays things close to the vest. She's not a character. She's a zealot, single-minded, dedicated to her one cause, money, 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 money. She's contained and controlled. Are you kidding me? And on message, all of which makes her the opposite of Exotic, who in all his sloppiness, all his chaos, and all his tawdry entertainment. Oh, poor Carol. The show is not willing to give up this dialect. The early episodes chronicle an efficient woman. If she did murder someone, she's the only one competent enough to not have been caught or confessed on multiple cameras. Well, that's good. Oh my gosh. Getting tangled up with the deranged imp already living out his TV dreams. As the show goes on, the feud between Carol and Joe is held up as the central tension, even if it becomes clear that Exotic's real enemies are the unbelievable sleazebags he mistook for his friends. Non-charismatics who, unlike Baskin, don't believe in anything. When Exotic is finally conned out of his zoo, the documentarian's first question to him isn't, what about that guy who just conned you out of your zoo? It's, what about Carol? In the finale, Baskin and her husband are shown chomping on shrimp, while Exotic talks about being jailed in a cage. The show underscoring that these rich people are blithely insensitive to Exotic's plot. One can feel for Exotic and still grant that his imprisonment might be a shrimp kind of day for Carol Baskin. Now, gotta be kidding me. And this was written by Willa Paskin, who's probably Carol's niece. She wrote, let's see, she wrote another one. Oh, yeah, see, she wrote another one. After that, are Tiger King viewers complicit in this scummy world of big cats? So she's probably getting paid well from Carol to write these. Trying to see what else she's written. Oh, please. Carol. Let's see what's on the see if they have anything new on Carol. Okay, so this is what she did today, but Big Cat Rescue is working to reduce the spread of the virus in many ways. Like many other public venues, out of concern for the safety of our staff and volunteers, guests, and cats, we will be closed to the public until further notice. We are processing refunds for everyone who has purchased tickets and are doing them as quickly as possible. We appreciate your understanding and hope to see you after the crisis is over. If you want us to email you when we make tickets available, please fill out this form, notify me. Meanwhile, check out our online options, such as our live webcams, where you can chat with people who love big cats, and see our virtual options at Big Cat Rescue VR. We are ramping up all the ways to connect with you on our social sites too, at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. We have a lot of volunteers who can't go to school or work right now, so they're getting fresh air and sunshine while helping out our cats. Don't lose our volunteers. They're there. That means more keeper videos to share with you while you're on lockdown. So she's got all these people. They can't go to work, she says, right? So they're okay. They can't go to work, which means that they probably don't have jobs that they can work from home. Maybe they're probably servers and stuff. She's going to take videos of them and put those on her channel with over 1 million subscribers, raking in the money on Facebook and YouTube, and she's probably not even going to give them a free lunch. And she blatantly says it. Some of their staff is working from home. Our weekly staff meetings are being held via workplace video conferencing. The staff and volunteers who are at high risk of the infection are helping out with our online presence during this crisis as a way to stay sane and help our supporters remain connected despite many being in mandatory self-quarantine. We have advanced stipends to our interns so they can stock up on food to carry them through. So advanced stipends, did you really? To your interns so they can stock up on food to carry them through the likely increase in cases, but already the grocery store shelves are barren. We have placed orders to fill our freezers. We can hold about 20,000 pounds of food. Okay, and let's get to, oh my gosh, listen now, get out the violins, please, because we're going to hear about all their problems now. We've ordered fuel for our generators and our on-site storage tanks. In 2003, the first year Big Cat Rescue was able to break even financially, get out the violins, we began tucking away a little bit into our endowment fund. It's money we can't touch outside of an emergency, and its purpose was to provide a pension fund for all of our exotic cats. We did it right after seeing tourism and donations come to a screeching halt in the aftermath of 9/11, and knowing what it was like to look into the faces of hungry cats and tell them there would be no food for the short term for them short of a miracle. Oh, really? Your $11 million couldn't help feed them? And all those people that have the plaques in front of them, Carol, that are donating to them? Fortunately for us, that miracle happened when no cats went hungry, but that's another story for another day. And where's Carol's, I just wish it and it happens. I want it and I win it. I can't play the lottery. Isn't that stupid? If she needed money and she says she can win the lottery, and the reason she doesn't play the lottery is because it wouldn't be fair. Why don't you play the lottery, Carol, if you need some money? Thanks for our amazing donors, of course. The sanctuary's cats have a fully funded pension that will provide food and vet care for them. You're a liar. All your vets are already donating all of their services. You are such a liar, Carol. How can you lie like that? To the end of their days, we would have to shut everything down and all of our work to save wildcats from abuse and extinction and let all of our staff go. But there is money in the Community Foundation Endowment Fund to be sure the cats don't starve. Even though we made tough choices to ensure our cats' futures, we are facing an immediate crisis now. Yeah, that's why Howie's crying, because he doesn't want to touch any of his money. In order to keep doing the important work without depleting our savings, you see, we don't want to touch our 10, 20, $15 million. We don't want to touch that. We don't want to deplete our savings. It's up to you people. How do people do? Oh my gosh. We count on your donations more than ever. Can you say that again, Carol? We count on your donations more than ever. Just the tour revenue we're losing right now is running about $160,000 a month. $160,000 a month. But she's She has no, you know, she's just taking in unwanted big cats. That's all she's doing. It's really about their safety and welfare. And it's obvious in everything she does. Just the tour revenue we are losing right now is $160,000 a month. And that doesn't count all of the gift shop revenue and the added cost of keeping our staff employed. What staff employed? Your daughter and your son and your mother? Oh my gosh. Our staff employed and our volunteers housed and fed. Yeah, right, Carol. Even though Congress is not congregating or thinking about anything outside of our current epidemic, we still need you to make the call of the wild, asking them to co-sponsor the Big Cat Safety Act, okay? Big Cat Rescue is caring for big cats and ending the trade. Join us in the freedom. They were designed to live free, not in cages. No, but they're living in cages over there. The number one cause of abuse is the practicing of posing with big cats who's kneeling down next to the lion cage. And it creates a flood of discarded cats that serve no conservation value and end up dead or in conditions that are even worse. Yeah. You'll find us being completely transparent in our values, care of our 50+ wildcats and finances. You're a liar, Carol, okay? Because you don't. You lumped everything together. You're putting vet care in there and they're all volunteers. You're a liar. Oh, she lies. And now she's going to tell you to shop on Amazon and so she can get your money too. Did you know that every time you make a purchase on Amazon, you could be donating to the Big Cat Rescue at no cost? Carol needs your money. Hurry. Start shopping. Big Cat Rescue is one of the world's largest accredited sanctuaries for exotic cats. Oh my gosh. How embarrassing, Carol. Oh, this is her big cat news. Here's the Bronx Zoo, right? 4-year-old female Malayan tiger at the Bronx Zoo has tested positive. The tiger, named Nadia, is believed to be the first known case of an animal infected. The Bronx Zoo in New York City said the test result was confirmed by the National Veterinarian Services Laboratory in Iowa. Nadia, along with the other big cats, is thought to have infected by an asymptomatic zookeeper. And she says, oh, our cats are not in any danger because we don't touch them. The cat started showing symptoms, a dry cough. This is the first time that any of us know anywhere in the world that a person infected the animal and the animal got sick. There have been isolated instances of pets testing positive elsewhere in the world, but experts have stressed there was no evidence they can become sick or spread the disease. We tested the cat out of an abundance of caution and will ensure any knowledge we gain about it will contribute to the world's continuing understanding of this virus. Nadia, her sister Azul, as well as two Amur tigers and 3 African lions who showed symptoms are all expected to make a full recovery. The big cats did have a decrease in appetite, but otherwise are doing well under veterinarian care. The zoo said it is not known how the virus developed in animals like tigers and lions, since the various species can react differently to new infections, but all the animals will be closely monitored. None of the zoo's other big cats are showing any signs of illness. All the tigers showing symptoms were housed in the zoo's Tiger Mountain area, and it's unclear if the others will be tested. What did I just saw something. Tiger King Star and virus? isolation. Who's that? Oh my gosh. Joe Exotic has been placed in virus isolation in the Texas prison, his husband says. Maldonado Passage 57 is serving a 22-year sentence. He was placed in isolation when an inmate at the jail where he was previously held tested positive. There are currently over 200,000 confirmed cases across the U.S., and he's been recently transferred from Oklahoma to Fort Worth. We speak like 3 times a day, his husband said. But since he's been moved to his new facility, they're putting him in isolation because of the previous jail he was at. There were cases. Mr. Passage 24, that's his new husband, said, I've yet to speak to him since he moved. When asked if Maldonado Passage is in individual quarantine, Mr. Passage said, from what I know, yes. What do we have here? I'm surprised that here's some, what's this? Let me see, who's this from? On September 6th, an anonymous individual sent an email explaining how they wanted to expose certain practices they found to be horrendous during their time volunteering for Big Cat Rescue. What sets this apart from prior volunteers that have spoken out is that this person claims to have volunteered at Big Cat Rescue somewhere within the last 4 years. It's important to keep in mind that the statement given to us cannot be corroborated. The anonymous individual failed to provide us with evidence that would verify they actually volunteered. We will refer to the anonymous individual as Jane Doe, since that's the alias they were using in the correspondence. With this in mind, we present you with the bombshell of an email we were sent. I just want it all to make sense. There are favorite cats at Big Cat Rescue, the ones you see on Facebook, the ones who love enrichment and have sad stories and come out to see people on tours. There are a lot of cats not on the tour path that no one bothers. Yeah, they get fed every day and their enclosures get clean and they have water, but some never get enrichment. The dirt we used to fill in the holes and the mud in the enclosures was filled with pieces of plastic, glass, and trash. The live rats used to feed the rehab bobcats who have such a sad life, they came to us from a local breeder in tiny containers, and then we kept them in small cages, sometimes up to 40 in a cage. We tried our best to keep the males and females separate, but it was hard. So some would become pregnant with bulges out over their bodies. Some would get pregnant at BCR. Some would get eaten alive by the other rats. It was terrible. I feel bad about it to this day. They did not give us any kind of instruction on how to handle the rats, and most picked them up by their tails. Some got by, but one just got yelled at for not having their work gloves on, even though she bit. This lady's writing really horrible. She ended up vomiting later that day. Instead of being sent home, she had to prep the food for the next day for the cats. Food prep was also messy. Some cats were overfed, some were underfed. We did not have any say in how much the cats were fed, and we were told the amounts to give them. They make a big deal about never putting body parts in the enclosures, but I witnessed a volunteer stick her whole arm in a bobcat cage to throw a rat in while it was raining out. I also saw one staff member literally almost touching a lion's tongue. Some volunteers give bread to the ducks and it ends up in the cat enclosures. Some of the cats will have 80% of their enclosures flooded in the rainy months. Some staff lied about where their certain cats came from. Some would tell the truth about where the cats bought or bred, but some would lie. There had been a massive fire on the property back in the 1990s where we had to dig huge chunks of earth out to save the cats, and those big ruts had to be filled in and leveled out. That dirt was purchased. It had a lot of junk in it, which meant volunteers had to sift through all of it to make sure that nothing would be left behind to hurt the cats. Are the alleged pieces of plastic, glass, and trash remnants from a mistake they made in the past, or are they still utilizing the same type of dirt? Maybe the rubbish reportedly being found isn't coming from the dirt being purchased. According to an archived copy of Big Cat Rescue's former Wildlife on Easy Street website, the property used to be a dump site. Yeah, you remember? The guy. As for the improper treatment of rats, we found it suspicious that Carol Baskin posted a video praising her volunteers for cleaning out the cages housing their rats shortly after we were contacted by this former volunteer. It's strange because the individual had expressed to us how they're still very supportive of Big Cat Rescue. They didn't message us out of malice. I don't know how you feel about this, but if you write something up about what I said, I want you also to mention that BCR is a much better place to live than most zoos. The cats are always fed, and the work they do with the foster kittens is amazing. I definitely want to be mentioned that there are people that truly care for the animals. I wouldn't have stayed there as long as I did. If they didn't have any good core values. They are saving lives, but there's a lot of things they keep from the public, and they could be doing a much better job in some situations. They also could be using more money for the cat enclosures and enrichment than they are. Big Cat volunteers work very hard to clean their area housing rats. Could just be a mere coincidence. The timing is very odd because this former volunteer hasn't replied to any of our emails in September, and this was posted on September 9th. Let's see here. Hopefully she didn't have any second thoughts about what they revealed to us. If that's the case, Big Cat Rescue likely would have worked very hard at covering things up. Just speculation. As for the flooded cages, it's well known that Big Cat Rescue's property has a lot of bad flooding. Former volunteers from the late 90s made similar claims. So it would appear after all these years, Big Cat Rescue still has not found a permanent solution to address their flooding problem once and for all. Oh, Big Cat Rescue's never-ending cycle of bullying. And this is 2 years ago. No, Big Cat Rescue, you're not a victim, so stop acting as if you are. The laughable tactic may work on your followers that have been led to believe they're supporting the good guys in a noble endeavor in stopping evil animal exploiters, but it doesn't work on anyone with just an ounce of common sense or skepticism. On November 21st, Big Cat Rescue published one of their daily update pages. The updates aren't usually noteworthy. However, a small portion of that day's page caught our eye. One part of the page that warrants a response from us. Carol Baskin writes, animal abusers want desperately to silence us so that they can count on many people being lazy, self-centered, and prone to ignore anything that doesn't support their fantasy of being able to kiss and hug wild animals. Darn those pesky animal abusers always wanting to kiss and hug animals. Absolutely despicable. In our experience, anyone that dares question or criticize the almighty Big Cat Rescue is immediately labeled an animal abuser or an animal exploiter, either by Big Cat Rescue themselves or by some of their more rabid followers. Obviously, those inquisitive enough to thoroughly research a topic rather than just outright condemning it based solely on what Big Cat Rescue constantly parrots must be lazy, self-centered, and live in a bubble. Only selfless, open-minded people possessing high IQs are capable enough to understand that Big Cat Rescue's words are the only truth. The author of this steaming pile of drivel sure seems full of themselves, and their deception becomes more evident as they write, these cub pimps will take our words out of context or tightly crop an image of our cage to make it look like our cats live in cramped quarters. They gleefully share lies about how our cats die in an effort to stir up frenzy of hatred towards us. They will replay over and over and over a brief snippet of a situation to make it look like the cat was not even been given expert care. We find it hilarious that Carol refers to her detractors as cub pimps. Correct us if we're wrong, but wasn't she the one that was pimping out her cubs to sleep with tourists in rented out cabins back when she was operating as Wildlife on Easy Street? Currently, she seems to be offering tourists an opportunity to spend thousands of dollars to be able to volunteer for a week in which they might have the chance to lay their hands on a sedated cat. Getting back to the subject at hand, can Carol point out any examples where we have taken her words out of context or deceptively cropped a picture to make her shoddy cages look even smaller? Can she provide proof showing that we were sharing lies pertaining to the death of one of her cats? It's quite possible that she could be talking about other critics. However, one specific sentence makes us believe that she's calling us out. When Carol says replay over and over a brief snippet of a situation, she seems to be referring to our videos covering the questionable methods perpetrated by her staff members. Continuing further down the page, Carol seems to make a slight attempt at getting readers to believe she's somehow the victim. I've been the target of their hate campaigns for more than 20 years, so it doesn't upset me because I know that they will send their minions to post fake one-star reviews, that a good number of those people will eventually learn the truth and will become staunch supporters of a ban on the private possession of exotic cats. Excuse me while I play with the world's smallest violin. Can a person actually be lacking in this much self-awareness? Carol is one of the main perpetrators of these so-called hate campaigns. She even owns a website where she has posted compromising information about her critics. So we have no problem believing she isn't upset in the slightest, especially if we take into account that her organization continues to rake in millions of dollars. One example that showcases just how out of hand Carol's campaign of hatred can get is the time she orchestrated an attack on a small restaurant located in Gainesville, Florida, called the Paramount Grill. A man made threats of violence against Paramount Grill owner and an employee after claims surfaced that a fundraiser at the restaurant would feature a meet and greet with 3 exotic kittens. Owner Cliff Nelson said he made several calls for 10 or 20 minutes at a time just ranting, Nelson said. He said things like, I'll choke the life out of you, and saying he was going to bomb the restaurant. Furthermore, the only person that seemed to be sending their duped followers into posting deceptive reviews is, you guessed it, Carol Baskin. According to a newsletter that was sent out through email in 2014, Baskin enlisted the help of her supporters to begin copying and pasting reviews onto multiple review websites. She said, the internet and social media, this sounds just like YouTube with these fake comments these people post. The internet and its social networking has been the best invention in my lifetime, but its downside is trolls. People who use and abuse big cats use our high profile reviews to spew their vitriol, and a lot of their review sites refuse to take the comments down, even though it's obvious they're not real reviews by real visitors. If you visited Big Cat Rescue and loved what you saw, would you post a review? You can cut and paste the same one to each site and as many of these review sites as possible. That pushes the trolls back down under the weight of your combined goodwill. I like alteration, so how about we call it troll trampling? For every review site you post to, I think that has to count for one troll trampled, don't you? Here are some sites in the most important order. Please post your reviews at Great Nonprofits, Charity Navigator, that's right, TripAdvisor, Google Places, and Yelp. So please post your review and then email me and let me know how many points you scored based on the number of sites you visited and posted. Thanks, Carol, Big Cat Rescue. One question that's still gone unanswered is, why is Carol requesting that her followers email her to let her know how many points they scored? Were they rewarded? The next portion of Carol's article has us questioning whether she's even capable of telling the truth. She said, to me, it's worth it, and the best defense is to be completely open. It doesn't bother me that some people never get it because I believe we're all evolving and becoming more enlightened. I think we're all on the same path, just different points along the road. Given my underlying philosophy, it's easy for me to be forgiving and to never let the bad things people do, say, or touch my heart. Completely open? Is she serious? How can she claim to be open when she constantly gets caught in lies, contradictions, and cover-ups? As for being forgiven, Carol may need to look up what the word actually means. Creating a website dedicated to bashing your competitors and critics doesn't seem to be indicative of someone that's forgiving. Anyway, maybe you should let our words touch her. Maybe she should let our words touch her heart. Who knows? She may even become a decent person then. And then she says, those who want to know the truth will watch and learn, become our greatest allies in the fight to end the practice of breeding exotic cats for life in prison. Those who prefer to pass around cute cub photos and purposely blind themselves to the reality of those cubs' lives are not the people who are going to help save them or the planet anyway. Based off our experience, those that seek the truth often distance themselves from Big Cat Rescue, referring to the captivity of big cats in zoo settings as life in prison will only serve to further alienate more of the audience, since many people support zoos, work for zoos, or are friends and family with the people caring for the inhabitants of these so-called prisons. Save the planet. We're going to have to ask you to calm down, Carol. You run a shoddy roadside attraction and you exhibit exotic cats in cages 6 days a week. Tourists gawking at cats in cages will definitely save the planet. Let's see one thing. Oh, yeah, here's their site. They have a site called 911 Animal Abuse. And they're listing these people. Like right now they have Sebring, Florida. They put her email address, they put her phone number, and that he was associated with Joe Exotics. Linda Sue claims to be an animal advocate who focuses on rabbits, but she has associated with Joe Exotics. And so then they're calling for her to be called out here, I guess, is what they're doing. And it says, from Harold Baskin. Okay, to Howard Baskin. Interesting. So I don't know. Carol is, they said there's a lot of interest. Oh shoot, where did, I'm in the wrong thing. Hold on, I thought we went down again, but I was in the wrong thing. Can't go down. Did anyone see who? Who's Edna? Who's Edna? Just in case I gotta get a drink. Who's Edna? I have no idea who Edna is. Who's Edna, just in casers? Of Tiger King? Yeah. Who's Edna? Who is Edna? Edna. Who is Edna? I don't know who you guys are talking about. You don't know who Edna is either? Good, Sharon, because I have no idea who Edna is. Where? Where, just in casers? I've never seen an Edna. I don't think here, I think you're in the wrong channel, just in casers. I've never seen an Edna. Why didn't you want to talk about Judy? Who's Judy? Who's Judy? Never seen an Edna. I know. Hey, AR2. Carolyn, she has told you, hun. No, I know, but we don't know who Edna is. There's no Edna in here. Oh, not Edna's not in here? No, I'm in the MS. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I have absolutely no idea. Twin Peaks? Who's talking about Twin Peaks? What Twin Peaks? What the heck is that? What are you, isn't that an old show? Pretty sure Edna frequents Law and Crime. Oh, Law and Crime? I don't know Edna. Doc for Vet says maybe she changed her name. Is it 3333? Who is Edna Arthur? I have no idea. To Scooter, I'll send her some suggestions. Edna Arthur used to be in Grey Channel sometimes. I remember her. I have no idea. Edna is. Yeah, very old show. So what is, I don't know what that just knocking is saying. Why doesn't she want to talk about Julia? What does that mean? Julia, I don't get it. I always find it amazing when I come back to the chat and it's like, there's not one thing that you guys are all on something else. I was just checking in on a sub. I think it's from England. She hasn't been on in a while, just checking in on a channel friend. She was here there often. It's no biggie, just concerned. It's no biggie, just in case I just didn't know who you're talking about. Not Julia. Oh my goodness. Julie. I didn't say, not Julie. Julie, you said. What is he what is this I am knocking talking about? Twin Peaks you're talking about? An old show I am knocking? Oh my gosh. I can't. I have to get a drink. know what you guys are talking about at all. Okay. I am knocking, okay? Not knocking you, but you're getting real weird now. Okay? You're getting really a little bit weird with the stuff you're saying here. I'm being impatient. Well, how about we type more than 5 words? I am knocking, or you can call in. If you have that many words, you can call in. Lacey, I have absolutely no idea, and I don't know what they're spouting about negative forces and Twin Peaks, and why don't I want to talk about Julia? Who called you weird? Nobody called you weird. I said, your replies are weird. She has a delay. Who has a delay? Okay. Here's what it is. I am knocking, and I'll tell you. Just calm down and listen. I'm talking about the Tiger King Carol Baskin, right? I come back into the chat and I see you have, why won't she talk about Julie? Who's Julie? Your next response, Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, isn't that an old show? Yeah, it's a very negative force. Not Julie, is what you're saying. And now I say, what's going on? What are you talking about? This is getting weird. And then you say, why are you calling me weird? Nobody called you weird. See, just like what you're doing now. Holden. Judy, not Judy. Not Julie. Who cares? Judy, not Julie, Julia. What does it matter? What are you talking about? That's what's weird. Nobody's talking about Twin Peaks. We don't discuss Twin Peaks here. I've never even watched that show. What is it, from the 80s? I wish you would explain. Please explain. I just can't take 5 words. Go on and explain. But explain it. Don't just write 5 words. The early 90s, okay. Hey, People's Team for Justice, how are you? Oh, there's a petition. Hold on a minute. There's a petition, right? Okay, hang on, hang on. Okay, so this is a petition to keep Crystal Kenny in prison. I'm going to put it into the oops. Hold on a minute. I went with way too much stuff. Hang on. You were having fun. Why do you have such a strong reaction to the show? Because I don't even know what it is about. I never watched it. Everybody is talking about the same thing. I act as though everybody's talking. We should kind of be on the same page, just knocking. I know it's your first night in here, but you don't really have all the answers about what we do in here, do you? Okay. I am talking is a troll. You mean I am knocking? Oh, here we go. No, we're not. We're not. I am knocking. You're strange because you know why? Don't take him out yet. You came in here, right? And you sit in here and you're sitting here with us. You have nothing better to do than this. You're the one that's strange and probably living in mom and dad's basement. That's what's strange. That's what's weird. Hi, one winner. See what I mean? MRBHM. What the heck? I am knocking. Why don't you just try to be a normal person and maybe you would have friends if you didn't act so freaking weird. You think you just told me I'm weird. What the heck? I am knocking. You're getting. Oh, here's Midsummer Madness coming in. It seems like if your name isn't in green, you're strange. Yeah, that's the formula. You think I'm great? What do you know about me? What do you know about me that makes you think that? Yeah, VST isn't weird. She's green, not green. You don't want friends on YouTube. Okay, so what do you here on YouTube for? You're trying just to make enemies with your trolling or what? I'm trying to get that the People's Team for Justice is just hang on. Yeah, you used to donate? Really? Where? Don't you know what? I am knocking. Don't tell me things that I can easily verify. Okay? I can easily verify any super chat. I can easily verify anything, especially PayPal. I don't have anything from you. I am knocking. So please stop lying. And your profile is brand new. So please stop lying. You didn't come back. I am knocking. Okay, I am knocking. Oh, wait a second. Hold on a minute. You know what? I am knocking. If that's true, I need to talk to you immediately. Seriously. If that's true, I need you to email me because that person has emailed me before and we know each other. If that's you under a different name, I need you to email me because I've had something very interesting come up. So if it is you, then I need you to email me. And if I don't get an email from you, I'm going to know that it's not you. About something that's going on. If that's truly you, I don't know why you wouldn't have said so. I don't believe that's you because you've never acted like that ever. So I don't believe it's you. But if it is you, it is you. Okay. If it is you, then why didn't you tell me it was you? You miss me? You're not you. You don't talk like that. I know you and you don't talk like that. You totally don't talk like that. If you are who you say you are, of course I remember you. But I don't believe you are. And I'm saying if you are, then email me and I'll know the email. We have each other's email. You've emailed me and talked to me many, many times if that's you. Just email me. Show me it's you. Show me that it's you. Because there's something going on if it's you that I need to tell you. And then you tell them it's me. You want me to tell them it's you if you email me? I'll tell them it's you if you email me. Email me right now. Email me right now at the email that we talked to each other at before. I'll wait. While that time, I'm going to get the petition. Okay, I'm trying to get this petition. It was giving me the long, hold on a minute. I'll just go this way and get it. Okay, this is the Keep Crystal Kenny in Prison. This is for the People's Team for Justice, Deb. Okay, so I'm just going to put this in the chat while I'm going to see if that's really who I think, who he says he is. And I don't know why he would talk about Twin Peaks and all that stuff, because he's never acted like that before. So there's the petition to keep Crystal in prison. And I'm going to check I am knocking to see if I have your email. All right. This is really weird. I don't have anything. It is who it is. Do you want me to? I don't know whether I'm supposed to tell that you are who you are. The person is who they are. I don't know why they're playing tonight. I don't know why you have a new name, but I got it. I got it. And you want me to tell them who you are? Am I telling them who you are? I don't know what I don't know how. When you said you tell them who I am, like, I didn't know whether you're like, are you going to tell them who I am, or go ahead and tell them who I am? Please tell them who you are. Okay. I want to see if anybody knows who you are right now. Does anybody know who I am knocking is? Anybody know who I am knocking is? Just anybody know? Did anybody figure it out? Yeah, but I want to see if any of them figured it out. Does anybody know who I am knocking is? Tell them now. I will. I just want to know if they know who it is. I want to see if they figured it out. Mandy says yes. No, it's not a niche. Our old friend. Okay, they know who you are. It's no time. See? They know who you are. No time. It's no time. No, it's not Cab 7. No Time has never sung to us. That's the guy that used to be in here. No Time. Yes, that's No Time. You know No Time, Sharon, right? You remember No Time. It's really No Time. He emailed me on the email that we've been corresponding on before. It's No Time. Okay, so No Time, you're back in town? You're back in town. Why didn't you say you were No Time? No Time doesn't sing. You'd like him to sing to us? I don't think he sings. No Time has not been here for a long time. You're correct. Be my guest. Be my guest. Yeah, I have no problem, No Time. I was very upset when you left. You've never done anything bad to me. Why would I be worried about that? You've never done bad to anybody here. Has No Time ever done bad to anyone here? No. You could have come back in as yourself. Did you think I was going to kick you out? I wouldn't have kicked you out. My worst fault is giving people so many chances. I am knocking. So, wow, okay. It took a long time. I guess absence makes the heart grow fonder, huh? No Time? I've been wondering about you because you just up and left, and I was like, what the hell? You know what? I just mentioned it to somebody. Didn't I just mention it to someone today? I did. I did mention it the other day. I was like, I can't believe No Time just said he loved me, this and that. He loved it here. And then he just up and left over and then like never ever even came back. Seriously. Oh my gosh. Your old screen name still doesn't work. What was the old screen name? Weren't you always Mama Drama? What was your old screen name? You watching the Tiger King? I am knocking. Gigi, No Time used to be here all the time. He always had time for us until he had no time for us. You remember the name, but you don't know anything about him. Extra Good Citizen. I have been on this channel a couple of times. I can never figure out what the chat is about. Now No Time is here. What do you mean No Time is here? Real No Time? He's here in his real voice? I mean, his real voice, his real thing? Oh, there's No Time. I liked fighting with you for a minute there. Did you? You liked fighting with me? We weren't fighting, were we? We didn't fight. You just up and left. So you No Time were scared to come here under your real name. What did you think I was going to do? Did you really think I was going to do something? Is that really the truth? You really thought I was going to do something if you came in here under No Time? Oh my gosh. his real voice. I know. You're eating triple chocolate cake. I thought you were a freaking troll. Okay. I don't have time for trolls. I thought you were a troll. And I'm like, because I saw the name, first of all, high alert, brand new name, checked your profile, brand new profile. And then you're like in here talking about freaking Twin Peaks, and I'm talking about Carol Baskin. If you had just come in under your real name, none of it would have happened. Okay, all good, okay. Be yourself. Be yourself, no time. Alice, Genevieve, your daughter you did watch Love is Blind. Love is Blind was good. Love is Blind was very good. So no time, did you watch The Tiger King? Is Carol Baskin guilty of killing her husband? You're cooking brisket. You're doing a Zoom what? Passover for Zoom? Can I come? No. I'm joking. Oh my gosh. Love is Blind was very good. You're lost, Eric or Steve. No, he's not Eric or Steve. Steve, I think, was lying to us. Because why wouldn't he have sent a picture of them together? She did it, extra good citizen, yeah. Okay, so he's back. Who's back? At no time, too. What do you mean he's back? Who's back, Tanya? Steve's back? Steve's not back. You have trolls. Who has trolls? What are you guys talking about? Extra good citizen has trolls? He's saying they're saying Carol Baskin did it. Extra good citizen. No, they have cop videos and stuff. They don't have trolls. Hold on a minute. Now I lost where we were. Okay. Thank you very much, No Time. That's very, very nice. Thank you. It's good to have you back. It's very funny because I think I'm very perceptive. And I did just say to someone, I said, you know, I'm kind of hurt by No Time because No Time just left over something that, you know, and I always thought, well, you'll be back because it's good to see you back. It took a little longer than I thought, but found your way back. Thank you, No Time. You should have just come in with your real name. You know, really, I'm curious to know, did you really think I would like just, what do you think I would have said? Like, get him out of here, something like that? Why? I didn't have any bad blood towards you at all. They are not cops. Oh, they're not cops. It looked like that from what I saw. It looked like that from what I saw. No, we've been kicking it in here, doing the true crime, doing some craft nights to balance the true crime. We're into the Tiger King now. We're into the Stauk case, the Lori Vallow headline news. What else we've been doing in here? Look at Janae. But lots of strange stuff. You've been keeping yourself all right there in California? How are you doing on the coronavirus coronation, whatever? Your channel is about police accountability. Oh, really? Do you want to talk about it sometimes? You want to come on and talk about it, Extra Good Citizen? Sometime if you want to talk about it, you can talk about it. About what happened. If you want to tell your story, let me know. You've got a good craft. Oh, good, good, good. Yeah, we're going to have a craft one soon. You hope you don't die? Why are you being good and staying inside and don't die? You've been drinking tonight, huh? Crazy. You want to come on and talk about it? All right. What about tomorrow? You want to come on tomorrow and talk about it? Kind of late tonight. I wouldn't want to cut you short. You want to come on tomorrow and talk about what happened? You have my email. You can email me. Your channel, you try to talk about service dog stuff and crafts. You're being good? Okay. Well, keep the faith, no time. We'll be okay. We'll all be okay. We got to get through the next 2 weeks. I think it's going to be the worst part, they said. You'll email me prior to the interview. Okay. People's Team for Justice. Carolyn truly cares. Yeah, I'll put the petition. Please sign the petition to keep Crystal Kenny in prison. Siegfried and Roy have retired. We saw them once. Yeah, my daughter laughs because we were going through a safari and there was the tiger. And I just said in the back of the safari vehicle we were in, I'm just like, you can do it, Roy, you can do it. And because if you ever saw the thing, I think it was on 2020, Siegfried, that he was willing him on after he was attacked by the white tiger. And my daughter just burst out laughing like crazy. It was funny at the time. Your son almost died last year about this time? How, Arhuff? Hey, Amber, you missed the news about Crystal. Well, they want to release her to a halfway house, and she served, you know, she was sentenced to the maximum the judge could do, 3 years, which, I mean, he gave her the maximum, but now what is it? It's not even, it's just about 60 days, right, that she served? And they want her to release her to a halfway house with a ankle bracelet, and that petition was made to keep her in. I was so upset to hear about the tiger at the Bronx Zoo. Oh, Kelly DC, they say he's going to be fine. They say they're going to be fine. He really got mauled right on the stage. I know, I know. Glad we didn't see that show. No, that wouldn't be a good show to see. You'd be like, oh my gosh, close your eyes. Long story. He went on a mission trip. It ended up in a bad place in Guatemala. Oh gosh, Arhuff, really? So sorry, Arhuff. That's horrible. Yeah, you signed it? Okay. He lost 40 pounds in 3 months? Yikes. Oh, good night, Olive. One of the got attacked badly by a cat. It's performing, but he lived. He did live, yeah. If anyone wants to hear her story, Okay, wait, whose story is this now? Is this the one you're going to send me? How did they know? Well, the tiger had a cough and some other issues, and I guess they, the vet tested him. Yeah, let's give the thumbs up. We don't even have, what, 100? Come on, that's ridiculous. There's 340 people in here. Who didn't give a thumbs up? Hi, Tattoo Girl. Is anyone else hungry right now? I don't know, a little bit hungry. Maybe like an orange I'm going to have or something later. Your daughter's video? Okay. You're going to send it to me? Make sure you send it to the truecrimechat.org because I'm not checking the Mommy Ramblings one right now. It's just too much work in there. Can we get to 100? Yeah, we got to get to 100 here. We got 94 now. And 94, 94. We need 95. 95. You just hit the thumbs up. Good Citizen 97. We need to get to 100. Maui Chickadee, did you get it? Kristen? Anyone? You said, who's got it? One winner. We got 102 now. Could we get 110? 110. Hi, you go girl. Oh my gosh, you go girl. I've been asking for you like almost every other third night. Where have you been? 103 now, 103 now. How about Gigi? Did you get it? 103? 105. We have 105. We do some auctions, no time, because it's pathetic sometimes. That Pat L, you just hit it. Okay, we're 112. Look at that. It's how many you forget. This is like old home week. Here comes you, go girl. Who else are we missing? Julie T. We need Julie T to. I'm really worried about Julie T. I really am worried about Julie T. Hey, Whisper to Me. Hi, Whisper to Me. How are you? Newfie Berry got 121, 123. Can we get it to 150? 150. Maybe we get to 150, 127. We have 127. I hear 128. Anybody 128? 128. We have it. 129. 129. Any 129ers? No one? No one's going to bring it up to 129? Oh my gosh. Elise, Genevieve, did you get one? Did you hit the likes for 129? Oh, we're holding. No, 131. It's up. 131. Anyone? Anyone? We can't get it to 150? I don't know how we can't. We almost have 350 here. How can we not get this to 150? 134. We're at 134 now. 134. Newfie says 136, 139. Oh my gosh, we're so close to 150. Look at that. We were at 81 a minute ago. A lot of people forget. Diana, you think you just signed. Diana thinks she just signed that petition. Does anyone else know? It's Pink. Anyone else know what do you need? It's Pink? 144. 144. Janae, research Siegfried and Roy. You'll find their story. It's Pink. What do you need to know? 145 now. We only need 5 more. Seen Angel Callie. I saw Angel Callie. She was here. She was here in the comments. Amber, OG's in the house. 1 thumbs up. 147. We're so close to 150. Only 3. We need 3. 150. Delphine, how are you? Oh boy, let's see. Come on. Do they test you only at the hospital? Oh, it depends. Sometimes they have drive-through test sites. It depends. You just hit the like button. You usually do it. Okay, well, we just lost one. Now we have 146. There it goes, 147. It's back up. We haven't hit 150 though. Oh, we went down to 146. Someone's playing with us. You're good, Delphine? Good. I don't think they tested the doctors. It's Pink. I think you have to either go to a test center or, oh, we love you so freaking much. The People's Team for Justice, we're freaking our freaks off. Twin Peaks. I don't watch Twin Peaks. I don't know anything about it. No time. You could talk about Twin Peaks. You want to call in and talk about Twin Peaks? You can talk about Twin Peaks. I don't know anything about it. I honestly don't. Isn't that like that? Wasn't it on like, I want to say Channel 11, but wasn't it called like isn't it, what the heck was that called? What did they call Channel 11 then? They called it like the USB, or what did they call it? Not the USB. They called it something. What did they call it? When they used to have like, didn't they have Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Another one I didn't watch. They called it something to make it sound better than Channel 11. Oh, now we got 153. You have a slow one in Iowa? I crack you up, Kelly. Okay. That's good. We all need some laughter. Laughter's good. I like when you try to remember things. I know. But Twin Peaks is one I never watched. That's, you know which one I never watched? I never watched Desperate Housewives. No. Is that, wait a minute. Desperate Housewives is the one with Felicity Huffman, right? The one that now she's in jail for bribing someone to get her kid in college. That was Desperate Housewives. Wisteria Lane. I know things about it, but I never watched it. That's another one I never got into. Never. Hey, Sammy, thank you for becoming a Sergeant Rambler. Thank you. Never. What are there? And Dallas. I mean, I know, but I never cared for Dallas. My sister used to love Knots Landing. Oh, I never watched that garbage either. Okay. Twin Peaks. I don't even know what Twin Peaks was about, but now it's going to bother me to know they used